Good morning class. In today's session we will be starting with the topic muscular tissue. Okay, so let's understand what is muscular tissue. So this tissue is responsible for movement in our body. So like how we are walking, how we are able to write, how we are able to move our hand is because of the muscular tissue present in our body. And this muscular tissue is made up of special type of protein. We call it a contractile protein. Okay, what is the function of this contractile protein? This contractile protein helps in the relaxation and contraction of the movement. So like when you move your hands, so your muscles are in a relaxed position. When you contract them, when you fold them, the muscles get contracted. How this is possible? Because of the contractile protein present in your muscles, which helps in the relaxation and contraction of the muscles. Okay, this muscular tissue is of three types: skeletal muscle, then we have smooth muscle, and then cardiac muscles. So let's understand all the three types here. So what is a skeletal muscle? Skeletal muscle is also known as voluntary muscle. Voluntary muscles are those muscles which we can control the action. Okay, those muscles in which we can control the action are called voluntary muscles. Okay, so and these muscles are called voluntary muscles because we can control the actions. Okay, so these muscles will be found in the regions like in our hands, in our legs. Whenever we want to move our hand, our finger, we can control the action. So in these regions we found our voluntary muscles. The voluntary muscles are also known as striated muscles. Why do we call them striated muscles? Because the cells of this voluntary muscle consist of elongated or cylindrical cells which have alternate light and dark bands, forming a striation. This is a light band, then a dark band. Light band, dark band. So alternate light and dark band is present, which is giving us striation. So that is why the voluntary muscle or the skeletal muscle, also known as striated muscles, and it has many nuclei called also known as multinucleated. Okay, so the cells of this tissue are long, cylindrical, unbranched and multinucleate, means having many nucleus. So this was about the skeletal muscle. Now let's talk about the second muscle, which is the smooth muscle. Smooth muscle में क्या है? Smooth muscles are present in the area where we cannot control its action. So therefore it is known as involuntary muscle. Involuntary muscles. Okay. So in our alimentary canal we have smooth muscle. Okay, in our alveoli, in the lungs we have smooth muscles because we cannot control the action of our alveoli when the gas exchange will take place or not. Okay, so we cannot control that action, therefore it is known as involuntary muscle, and these involuntary muscles are also known as smooth muscles. Okay, now the cells in the smooth muscles are of spindle shaped. Okay, the cells here are spindle shaped, unbranched, contain one nucleus only, or we can say that it is uninucleate as it is containing one nucleus. Okay, so the cells are long with pointed ends or spindle shaped and uninucleate, having a single nucleus. It is also known as unstriated muscle because it does not have alternate and light band, so it is also known as unstriated muscles. Okay, so this is an smooth muscle. Now let's talk about the third muscle, which is the cardiac muscle. So this cardiac muscle is very important because it is present only inside the heart. Cardiac means, cardiac is a name of a heart. So cardiac represents heart. So this type of muscle found only in the human heart. Okay, and this muscle is very special because it is responsible for the our heartbeat. How the heart beats? Because of the because of the electrical impulses being generated in our heart. Because of these electrical impulses our heart beats. Okay, the rhythmic contraction, the contractions in our heart is because of the cardiac muscles or because of the impulses being produced in this tissue. Because of that our heart beats. Okay, the cells of this tissue are elongated, cylindrical, they are branched, right? So they are elongated, branched, and they are also multinucleate. Okay, so this was about the cardiac muscle. Cardiac muscle is also involuntary in nature because we cannot control the contraction and relaxation of our heart. We cannot control the electrical impulses being produced in our heart. Okay, so this muscle is also involuntary in nature. The cardiac muscle will only be present in the heart. Okay, here it is given. The heart muscle cells are cylindrical, branched, and uninucleate. Okay, it is cylindrical, it is branched, and uninucleate. Only the striated muscle is multinucleated, rest of the muscles are uninucleated. Now let's talk about the next tissue, which is the nervous tissue. So what is a nervous tissue? Our brain, our spinal cord, all the nerves in our body are made up of this nervous tissue. What is the function of this nervous tissue? This nervous tissue is responsible for the transmitting information from one part of the body to the other. Okay, the information being received and then transmitted to the brain, and then brain transmit the information back. Okay, so that is how the information is being transmitted in our body. Okay, so this nervous tissue, because of this nervous tissue, the information is being transferred. So this nervous tissue is the cells of this nervous tissue is known as neuron. A single cell of this nervous tissue is known as neuron. Neuron is also known as structural and functional unit of a nervous tissue. So all our brain and spinal cord, the nerves are made up of neuron. The cells here are known as neurons. Okay, let's see what is a neuron. So this is a structure of a neuron. So neuron consists of a cell body. Okay, in the cell body we have a nucleus and we have a dendrite. So dendrites receive the information. Okay, now the elongated portion is known as axon. From the dendrite, from the cell body, the information then travels through the axon. After the axon, the information comes at the nerve ending. Okay, this is an example of a typical neuron. We have a cell body, dendrites, axon, and nerve ending. Okay, so this is a neuron. So from this neuron, at the end of the nerve ending, there starts the second neuron. Okay, this is the second neuron. Let's suppose these are the dendrites. This is the third neuron. So like this, if the information is perceived by this dendrite, and from the dendrite the information will reach the cell body, from cell body the information will travel through the axon, and from axon the information comes at the nerve ending. From the nerve ending, the dendrites of the next neuron will take the information. Okay, this information will again move to the cell body, then through the axon and through the nerve ending of this neuron. So from this neuron, this nerve ending, the neuron of this ending will transmit the information to this neuron's dendrite, and like this the information is being traveled in the body. Okay, so this junction where you see the nerve ending of this neuron and the dendrites of this neuron, where these two neurons are joining together, so this junction is known as synapse. Synapse is the junction between two neurons. Okay, so this junction between two neurons is known as synapse. So this was about the nervous tissue, and that is how the information is being transferred.